In my previous episode, where I took you through the streets of Tbilisi, I voluntarily left out one of the most beautiful and historically important neighborhoods of the Georgian capital, Abanotubani, the Bath District. This area, among the oldest in Tbilisi, is famous for its natural sulphur baths and has made the reputation of the city for centuries. Today, I'm taking you with me to the place where Tiblisi was born, and together we will uncover the secrets of this beautiful neighborhood.
I've been wanting to try the sulphur baths from Tbilisi. They're quite famous for a while now. So I'm gonna go to the Bath District to see if there is any space left. Usually you have to book, but let's see if we can get lucky and rent last minute some baths. Okay, I've arrived in the Bath neighborhood, and I think it's a good time now to kind of tell you about the history of baths and bathing in Tbilisi. So actually, the funding of the city revolves around a legend surrounding these baths. So the legend says that the king of Iberia, what is now like a part of Georgia, this king was hunting in the area where now Tiblisi is. He was hunting with his oak, and his oak grabbed a pheasant, and they both fell into the water. So they both died. And then when the king found his oak and the pheasant, they were both cooked because the water was very hot. And because of that, he decided to found his new capital here. So before Tbilisi became the capital in the 5th century AD, the capital was Sreta, which is like maybe 20 kilometers away, so it's pretty close. And the name Tbilisi actually comes from this legend, because Tbili is a root that means hot. So Tbilisi is like the place where there is hot springs, basically, or the hot place. And what is interesting is the water in these baths are completely natural. So they're hot naturally. They go up 40, 50 degrees. So they're very rich in sulfur. Hence, you can smell it from here. Like, it smells like rotten eggs. And it's supposed to be very good for the skin and for the health.
If this legend is very beautiful, historical and archaeological research has shown that this location was known and inhabited long before the king of Iberia discovered it. Actually, recent archaeological excavations indicate an even earlier settlement with Roman-style baths that were discovered nearby, with plumbing dating back to the 1st century. Following the establishment of the new capital of the Kingdom of Iberia in Tbilisi, the bath tradition quickly caught on, helped by the city's historic position at the epicenter of the Old Silk Road. Tbilisi quickly became a travel hub, with the baths emerging as a gathering place for travelers, traders, and locals alike. Over the centuries, the bathhouses became a central part of life in Tbilisi. These places became social hubs where people gathered, socialized, and were found conducting business and even matchmaking. By the 13th century, there were 63 baths in the area, built along Persian and then Turkish traditions. The bath neighborhood was really the beating heart of Tbilisi. Over its history, Tbilisi baths were repeatedly ruined and restored. The remaining ones were built between the 17th and the 19th centuries, the oldest one being Iraklievskaya, which is believed to have been there since at least the 16th century. But following the reconstruction of the city during the 19th and 20th century, the number of baths gradually decreased, many of them being demolished, and by the early 19th century, Russian visitors described only 10 of them left, about the same number that exists today.
Actually, if you want some fun story about how well known these baths were previously in previous centuries, Alexandre Dumas, who is a famous writer, French writer, came here and wrote about it. And you also have Alexander Pushkin, the famous Russian artist, who also said that for him it was the best baths in the world, better than anything he had seen previously in Russia or anywhere else in the world. So that gives you some idea.
Among the many options available, I chose to go to Gulo's thermal baths, a beautiful and completely refurbished bathhouse with an interior mostly in marble. It was celebrated as a guardian of Tbilisi's sulphur bath traditions. As soon as I stepped inside, I was greeted by the warm, humid air infused with a distinct scent of sulphur. Gulo's bath had been completely refurbished, yet it retained its historic charm with beautiful tile work and intricate mosaics. I had booked a 1-hour private bath, which came with its own private room with walls covered in marble and Georgian mosaics. From inside, I could even see the domes that I had admired from the outside.
I managed to get a slot to try the baths right away without booking. I've heard it's quite difficult usually, but happy to finally try the famous baths of Tbilisi. I had to pay 145 lari, but it's because I don't have a towel, and I asked for kisa also, which is like scrubbing / massage. But yeah, now it's time to have a look at the baths proper. So you have to take a shower first before you actually get into the baths. And here are the pools.
There were 2 pools, one filled with steaming hot sulphur waters and the other one with refreshingly cold water. The contrast between the two is part of the experience and supposedly improves blood circulation and is good for health.
So you're supposed to alternate between 10 minutes of hot bath and then 10 minutes of cold bath. Pretty sure it must... Wow, fuck me, that's cold. That's super cold. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's pretty good for you, like, you know, when people take a cold shower in the morning. The hot water is better than the cold one, but it's still pretty hot. It's like 40, 50 degrees. Most likely more like 40. Quite nice. I like it. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's like onsen in Japan. So like hot springs. It is natural hot water also, so they don't just, do it themselves. So I have to check why they have natural hot water here, if there is some kind of volcanic activity or something. But yeah, it's pretty nice.
I'd also booked a kisi scrub, a Georgian tradition which consists of a masseur with an exfoliating mitt, giving a vigorous scrubbing of your whole body, followed by a wash down with foamy pillowcase, leaving the skin clean and refreshed.
I just got scrubbed. They call it kisa here. It is very energetic and a bit weird for people a bit prudish like me. But yeah, I do feel super clean now. But like they keep like pouring buckets of hot water and then cold water on you, which is super surprising. You're like cannot breathe for half a second. But yes, I'm happy to have tried it. I don't know if I will do it again, but it was good fun.
When I left the bathhouse, it was starting to get dark, and I felt both very tired and reinvigorated. I didn't want to waste the last hour of sunlight, so I decided to explore the surroundings. Eventually, I ended up in the National Botanical Garden, a beautiful park filled with various trees and flower species. I had visited this place before, when it was bursting with color during spring, making it the perfect place to escape the chaos of the city. There I discovered the stunning Larvatakarevi waterfall, a surprising sight in the middle of Tbilisi. I ended my day admiring the breathtaking colors of the sunset, painting the city, a perfect way to conclude this day. If you enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to like, comment and subscribe. And on this, I wish you a great day and I see you very soon for new adventures in Georgia. Tschüss!